Welcome to the ratio and proportion lecture. Type 1. Comparing ratio questions. Two numbers are in the ratio 1:2. If 7 is added to both, their ratio changes to 3:5. The greatest number is. To solve this, let's understand the given data. It is given that two numbers are in the ratio 1:2. So let's assume the two numbers as x and 2x, as the ratio is given as 1:2 and 7 is added to both the numbers. Therefore, x by 2x and 7 is added to both the numbers. So x plus 7 by 2x plus 7 is what we have achieved. And then he said that after adding 7, the ratio has changed to 3:5. So from that, let's equate this to 3 by 5. So all you need to know is cross multiplying. 5 into x plus 7 is equal to 3 into 2x plus 7. And on solving this, we will be getting x is equal to 14. This is the value of x. But in the question, he is asking us to find out the greatest number. Out of these two numbers, 2x is a greater number. So on substituting the value of x into x, we will be getting the greatest number value, that is 28. This is the answer. Now in the second question, it is given as a is to b is equal to 2:3, b is to c is given as 4:5 and c is to d is given as 6:7. He is asking us to find out the value of a is to b is to c is to d. There are a couple of ways to solve these questions. One is by equating the ratios, which is pretty lengthy, but in this question, let's try to keep it as simple as possible. A is to b is to c is to d is what we have to find out. Let's write down the ratios below these. A is to b is given as 2:3 and b is to c is given as 4:5 and c is to d is given as 6:7. In this shortcut trick, we are left with few blank spaces. We have to fill these with the preceding or succeeding terms. Here we have the preceding term, which is 3. So let's write this as 3 and this also as 3. In this case, we have 4 in the succeeding term. So here is 4 and we have 5 here. So this is 5. Similar is 6 and 6 respectively. And what do we do after that? We multiply each and every column. We get 48 here. We get 72, we get 90 and we get 105. Then we have to look out for a number which divides all these numbers. In this case, all these numbers are divisible by 3. So dividing these numbers by 3, we will be getting 16:2, 24:2, 30:35. This is the value of a is to b is to c is to d. Write down the given ratios like how I did it here. Then fill the blank spaces with the preceding or succeeding term. Then multiply each column and from the result obtained after multiplying, divide each of these with a single non-zero number. That is how you can find the solution to these type of questions. Hope you are clear with the first category in ratio and proportion.